My dear children, welcome to English class. Today I am going to start the 5th unit of your syllabus. We have already covered 4 units in which I skipped one poem which has been dropped in the syllabus. As far as the present information is concerned, it has been dropped from the syllabus. Today I am going to start a lesson from the 5th unit, that is a concert. That is the concert brought to us by Shanta Rameshwar Rao. This particular lesson is one of the best lessons of your syllabus because it is a very emotional story of a boy who was suffering from cancer, and it is also a lesson which is taken up from the real life event. This event or this story took place in real life. So they have presented this story with some changes in the names. We will also come across two great artists of India, two great musicians of India, that is Pandit Ravi Shankar and Ustad Allah Rakha. Pandit Ravi Shankar was an internationally acclaimed sitar player, and Ustad Allah Rakha was had magic in his fingers. He was a world famous tabla player. So this story revolves around a boy by name Anant who was suffering from cancer. What is the connection between these two musicians and this boy? We'll come to know in this story. So it's a very emotional story, real life incident. Let us start learning it. So before I start, please, I would like you to observe the picture given in your textbook. So every time when I teach you, you have to sit with your textbook so that you can mark some of the hard words and see the pictures if there are any. So in this lesson also, there is a picture which you can observe. You can see a woman, a girl and a boy sleeping. Actually that girl, as you can see, what is she doing? She is reading a newspaper, a big paper, newspaper, that day's news. She is reading out some news. What is mother doing? Mother has kept her finger on her mouth just to silence that girl. Probably she was reading something aloud which was disturbing somebody, and the boy is sleeping there, is Anant, and you can see there is a cylinder. What is that? Oxygen. When a person is not able to breathe on his own, he is given oxygen. You can understand the condition of that patient, that it is little critical. So keeping this in mind, let us study. That girl is Anant's sister Smita, and that woman is Anant's mother. So the story begins now. One morning, so it is morning time, that girl was reading the newspaper. One morning, in a small apartment in Bombay, a girl of about 16 looked up from the newspaper and said excitedly, "Pandit Ravi Shankar is playing tomorrow at the Shanmughananda auditorium." This girl took up that day's newspaper. They were staying in a small apartment, and this Smita was 16 years old. She looked up from the newspaper and excitedly, she saw some news and she got excited. What was that? She read out, "Pandit Ravi Shankar is playing tomorrow at the Shanmughananda auditorium." There was a news regarding a music concert, a music program in which Pandit Ravi Shankar was the guest, and he was playing sitar at Shanmughananda auditorium. That was the news. Now what is meant by concert? Concert is nothing but a musical performance. A music program is always called a concert. "Shh," said her mother. "Shh," said her mother, pointing to the figure sleeping on the bed. "We'll wake him up. You know he needs all the sleep and rest he can get." So mother tried to silence her daughter. She pointed to the figure, that boy, sleeping on the bed. You will wake him up. All that he requires is rest. You are disturbing him. You know he needs all the sleep and rest he can get. Doctors have advised him to take rest and you are disturbing him, she said. But the boy on the bed was not asleep. Pandit Ravi Shankar, he said, Pandit Ravi Shankar, the sitar maestro. He raised himself up on his elbows for 1 second, then fell back. But his eyes were shining. We mustn't miss the chance, he said. I've always wanted to hear him and see him. So upon hearing this news, but the boy on the bed was not asleep. He was not sleeping. He just closed his eyes and these people thought that he was sleeping. But when he heard that news from his sister, he said, Pandit Ravi Shankar, see, there is an exclamatory mark. So it was a sudden excited moment for him. Pandit Ravi Shankar, he said, the sitar maestro refers to master refers to somebody who is genius in some field. So he was genius in sitar playing, right, Pandit Ravi Shankar. He raised himself up on his elbows. He was unable to get up, but still using his elbows, this part, using his elbows, he tried to get up for 1 second and he could not do that and fell back and slept again. But his eyes were shining. We mustn't miss the chance, he said. See, that boy who was bedridden, he said, we must not miss this chance. What chance? Chance of attending the concert. I have always wanted to hear him and see him. See, in that excitement, he is repeating the word. I have always wanted to hear him, hear his sitar and see him personally. Lie down, son, lie down. His mother sprang to his side. He actually raised himself up without help. She murmured with a catch in her throat and her eyes turned to the idols on a corner shelf. The prayer which she uttered endlessly came unbidden to her lips. So you can see mother's feeling here. Lie down. She told her son to lie down, to sleep, not to wake up. His mother sprang to his side. His mother came to his side immediately. He actually raised himself up without help. See, he was so weak that he needed somebody's help to get up. But hearing this news, he tried to get up on his own. So mother went on his side to comfort him. Then she murmured with a catch in her throat. She said all these things, murmuring refers to speaking softly within your mouth, with a catch in her throat. What is meant by catch in her throat? When we are extremely sad, extremely nervous and scared, there is a catch in your throat. You feel like something got stuck here in your throat. First you clear your throat and then you speak, right? So there was a catch in her throat and her eyes turned to the idols on a corner shelf. In the corner of that wall, there was a shelf in which they had kept the idol of the god, statue of the god. She looked at the god. See, we the Indians are so religious that whenever a problem arises, we look at the god, we pray to the god to help us, to make us stronger. So her eyes turned to the idols on a corner shelf. The prayer which she uttered endlessly, every time she would say some shloka or prayer to God endlessly throughout the day, came unbidden to her lips, came without asking, automatically to her lips. She was always saying some shloka. She was saying that prayer throughout the day to the God for her son's better health. And that prayer came out. I must hear him and see him, the boy repeated. It's the chance of a lifetime. Then he began to cough and gasp for breath and had to be given oxygen from the cylinder that stood under the bed. But his large eyes were fixed on his sister. See, that Smita you know, she read that news loudly. It was not intentional one. Any person who is reading the newspaper or who is watching the TV, when you get some breaking news, for example, during rainy seasons, they declare tomorrow is a holiday. Suddenly you declare it with the great excitement, don't you? Exams got cancelled. Yes, you declare it excitedly. You get a message from your HM that such and such examination is cancelled. You get excitement. So in that way, Smita read that news unintentionally. She was not aware that her brother would hear it and he will demand for going to that concert. But here he started repeating, I must hear him and see him. It is the chance of a lifetime. See this sentence. The boy says, it is the chance. What is the chance? Attending Pandit Ravi Shankar's concert was the chance of a lifetime. Such opportunities do not come quite often. Once or twice in a lifetime you get to know or get to attend such concerts. Chance of a lifetime, he said. Then he began to cough. He began to cough. He was not able to breathe properly and gasp for breath. Gasping refers to when a person is unable to breathe normally or properly, that person starts opening his mouth and starts to breathe using his or her mouth. That is, breathing from one's mouth is called gasping. And had to be given oxygen from the cylinder that stood under the bed. Immediately they gave him oxygen, and but his large eyes were fixed on his sister. Why were his large eyes fixed on his sister? Because he wanted to attend that concert along with his sister. Smita, his sister's name is Smita, bit her lips in self-reproach. She had been so excited at seeing the announcement that she had not remembered that her brother was very ill. See, Smita, after her brother said that he wants to go to that concert, the chance of a lifetime and all this, she bit her lip. Bite is present tense, past tense is bit. See, biting one's lips. Why do we bite our lips? She bit her lips in self-reproach. Self-reproach refers to when we make some mistakes or when we speak something which we should not have spoken, we bite our lips. So self-reproach refers to blaming ourselves. So for having spoken that. So that is why she bit her lip for having read that newspaper loudly. She had been so excited at seeing the announcement that she had not remembered that her brother was very ill. She had seen how the doctors had shaken their heads gravely and spoken words that neither she nor her parents could understand. When Anant was taken to the hospital, doctors shook their heads. They said no. Shook their heads gravely. Gravely refers to seriously. And they spoke using some medical terms which neither Smita nor her parents could understand. But somewhere deep inside, see, why did the doctor shake their heads? Because his condition was very serious and further treatment was not possible. That's why they shook their heads. But somewhere deep inside, Smita had known the frightening truth that Anant was going to die. Whatever may be the expression on the face, but the expression in their heart was different. They were showing something and their feelings were different. They were not showing their real feelings. But deep in their heart, deep in their mind, they had that feeling. They knew that frightening truth, that scary truth that one day or the other, sooner or later, Anant was going to die. The word cancer had hung in the air. Her brother was dying of cancer, even though she pretended that all would be well and they would return together, a family of 4, to their home in Gaganpur. So Smita was worried because her brother had cancer, and she pretended that all would be well, all is well. Three Idiots famous dialogue, all is well. But Smita pretended, acted. She put a mask on her face, mask of happiness, mask of being very happy. She had that feeling, she wore that feeling on her face, but internally, from within, she was feeling very sad. There was a mountain of sadness in her heart, and pretended that she believed that all would be fine and they would return together, a small family of 4, to their home in Gaganpur. Where are they now? They are in Bombay now. Where do they belong to? They hail from Gaganpur. Why have they come to Bombay? For Anand's treatment. In Gaganpur there are no good cancer hospitals, so for better treatment they moved to Mumbai. So Smita believed that Anand would be cured, and once he gets back to normal, all the 4 of them, father, mother and 2 children, would go back to their native place. As he was only 15 and the best table tennis player in the school and the fastest runner, he was learning to play the sitar. They were both taking sitar lessons, but Anand was better than her as in many other things. See, she is talking about Anand's talent. Anand was a talented boy. She gives the reason. She lists out the special qualities of Anand. So, he was only 15 years old. He was the best table tennis player of his school and the fastest runner. All the first prizes went to him. He was a sports champion. He was learning to play sitar. Both were learning to play sitar class, Smita and Anand. They were both taking sitar lessons, but among 2, Anand was better than Smita. But he was already able to compose his own tune to the astonishment of their guru. Why was he better? How was he better? Because while learning sitar, Anand was able to make his own tunes, his own music, which greatly surprised his guru, sitar teacher. So no one else among the sitar students was able to compose tunes like Anand. So he was very bright and vibrant boy. He was already able to compose. Then cancer had struck and they had to come to Bombay. Then one fine morning he fell ill, and finally doctors declared that he was having cancer, and for his treatment they moved to Bombay so that he could be treated at the cancer hospital in the city. Whenever they came to Bombay, the family stayed with the Aunt Sushila. So their native home was Gaganpur. Whenever they came to Bombay for treatment, they stayed in her aunt's house. Her name is Sushila. Her apartment was not big, but there was always room for them. It was a small apartment, small flat, but still there was a room for them. Here room refers to not vacant room like this. Room refers to she always welcomed them. She always treated them well. Even when they came repeatedly, she did not feel bad. She treated them very well. That is called, there was always a room for them. They had come with high hopes in the miracles of modern science. They told themselves that Anand would be cured at the hospital, and he would again walk and run and even take part in the forthcoming table tennis tournament. See, they had come with high hopes. When they moved from Gaganpur to Bombay, they had high hopes. They firmly believed that due to miracles of modern science, due to wonders of modern science, magic of newly invented medicines and drugs, Anand would be cured, and they told themselves that he would be cured and he would again walk run and even take part in forthcoming, that is upcoming table tennis tournament of his school. And he would play the sitar and perhaps would be a great sitarist one day. They believed that seeing Anand's talent in sitar, they believed that this boy will definitely become a great sitar player one day, because Anand was a multi-talented personality right from his childhood. Good at studies, of course, best table tennis player, fastest runner of his school, and one of the best sitar players, and during his student life itself. But his condition grew worse with each passing day, and the doctors at the cancer hospital said, take him home. But after coming to Bombay, his condition got worse day by day. His health condition was descending from day by day, and doctors finally said that, take him home. What is the meaning of taking home? Treatment is not possible. He has very limited days to live, so you can take him home, they said. Give him the things he likes, indulge him. They said, take him home, and after taking home, give him whatever he likes, whatever he asks for, fulfill all his wishes and demands, and indulge him. Indulge him refers to, allow him to enjoy the things. Keep him happy, keep him smiling, entertain him as much as possible. And they knew then that the boy had not many days to live. That day, they realized that Anand's end was coming, and he did not have many days to live. But they did not voice their fears. They refers to Anand's family members, father, mother, and sister, and probably Aunt Sushila. Though they were knowing that Anand was going to die, though doctors declared that he was going to die, they did not voice their fears. What is the meaning of this? Did not voice their fear refers to they did not express their fears. They did not show their nervousness, their fear, their sorrow. They were always pretending to be happy. They always tried to keep Anand happy, so much that he will also realize that he is getting better. So this environment was created in the house. They laughed and smiled and talked and surrounded Anand with whatever made him happy. Every day the family would get together inside his bedroom, and they would talk to him, share jokes, cut jokes. Somebody would read the newspaper for him, somebody will sing a song for him, and all that they did. They fulfilled his every need and gave whatever he asked for. They tried to fulfill all his needs, whatever he asked for, food, pen, pencil, whatever he asked for, they gave him. And now he was asking to go to the concert. And now after hearing this news from the newspaper, he said, I would like to go to the concert. The chance of a lifetime, he was saying, he was repeating the same words. It was the chance of a lifetime. Mother said, when you get better, when you are better, after some days you will get better, then you go. This is not the last time they are going to play. This is not the last time. We will have several such concerts. Next time, wherever the concert would be held, we will definitely take you there. But now your condition is not so good to travel, not so good to go out and attend the concert. Smita stood at the window, looking at the traffic, her eyes filled with the tears. Her mother whispered, but you, Smita, you must go. Your father will take you. Upon hearing this, Smita felt very bad. She stood at the window, looking at the traffic, and her eyes filled with the tears. Why eyes filled with the tears? Anand was, repeatedly demanding. They were unable to take him. If Anand had been healthy, they would have definitely taken him. There was no question of discussion. They would have definitely taken him. But the condition was critical now. It was not easily possible for them. So her mother came to her and whispered, but Smita, you must go. You are also a sitar player, you are also learning sitar, and your favorite musician is Pandit Ravi Shankar, just like Anand's favorite one. So you must go, you can go, she said. Father will take you. When she was alone with Aunt Sushila, Smita cried out in a choked voice, no, how can I? We have always done things together, Anant and I. She did not weep there in front of Anant. When she was alone in another room with Aunt Sushila, she cried out in a choked voice. Choked refers to a voice which is filled with sorrow. She wept and she said, how can I go to the concert? We have always done things together. Anant and I have always done things together. We have attended many other concerts of different sitarists, different tabla players, many musical concerts. But wherever we go, we had gone together. But how can I leave him back and attend? A walk in the park might make you feel better, said Aunt Sushila, and Smita was grateful for her suggestion. So, understanding the emotional mind of Smita, Aunt Sushila suggested her a walk in the park. Just relax for a while, give ventilation to all your feelings, have a walk, go to the park, spend some time there, you will feel better, she said. And Smita was thankful. Grateful means thankful for her suggestion. So, I am stopping here at the 7th paragraph. 7th paragraph is over. In my next class, I am going to deal with the 8th paragraph. Today, we have studied about this lesson, the concert. We have come across various characters. Smita, his sister, Anant, cancer patient. He was a talented boy, and mother was very much worried about her son and his worsening health situation, health condition, and Aunt Sushila who gave them shelter. So Anant's demand was to attend Pandit Ravi Shankar's concert. Whether he was able to attend or not, we shall see in the remaining part of the lesson. Hope you have understood this story well. Thank you very much. Have a nice time.